Alycats and you viewers. So today is part 2 of my July 2015 favorites, and if you don't know what my favorites are, it's where every month I do a 2-part series where I talk about my favorite movies, music, games, TV shows, YouTubers, etc, etc, and I post the links to everything down below so you have a very easy way to go check it out if it sounds interesting to you. And yeah, let's just get started. So there's no books or CDs to mention for the past few weeks, so let's hop into movies. First off, a movie I totally did a blind buy on, but I'm so glad I did because I loved it, was Ex Machina. Ex Machina is fantastic. This is directed by Alex Garland, and this is his directorial debut. Now you might be thinking, I know the name Alex Garland. Well, he wrote 28 Days Later, Sunshine, and Dread. And this is just fantastic. Domhnall Gleeson, Alicia Vikander, and Oscar Isaac are all amazing in this, and they're mostly the only actors in this film. There's a couple of other extra actors, but they carry this film. And basically the gist of the story, without ruining it, is there's this like billionaire. He lives out in the I guess like a country, maybe a private island, I don't know, but he lives in this really weird mansion. And there's a tech company, and this guy that's a really good coder named Caleb, he gets chosen to go spend a week with the guy, and he's supposed to learn, you know, about the tricks of the trade stuff, but he gets there to find out that that's not what's happening. He's actually there to test a new AI the guy has made named Ava, and he's supposed to see if she can pass the Turing test, which the Turing test is if an AI convinces you that it's human, it passes the Turing test. That's basically the gist. If you still feel like it's an AI after spending time with it, it doesn't pass. So that's the gist of the story. This is a beautiful film. It's just so stunning. The aesthetic is amazing. Even though it's a very sparse film in terms of color and, you know, just the set, it's stunning. It's just amazing. I love it. And I love the characters, I love the actors and their portrayal of the characters. I love how you feel so bad for Ava because she just wants to experience human life. She wants to go out in the world, and she's confined in this basically glass cage, and she's monitored 24/7. It's amazing. I'm not going to say anything more because I don't want to spoil it. You need to watch this. If you're a science fiction geek at all, watch this. Some of the language, if you don't really understand science fiction a lot, can totally mess with your mind because you're like, what does that mean? But if you're into sci-fi, this is definitely a movie for you. It's amazing. My whole family loved it, and I loved it, and I'm so glad I got it. I do have to say, though, there is a nudity warning because there's a ton of nudity in this. Not really violent. There's a little bit of violence, not too much, but this is a great movie. I love it. And the ending is divisive. I actually like the ending, but I know several people didn't, including my friend Pixie Willows. I understand why, but I loved it. I loved it. Next up, okay, this is a part where you can tell me in the comments, I told you so, or don't tell me I'm stupid, okay? Don't do that. But I didn't like Star Wars for the longest time, and I finally gave it another chance because so many of my friends love Star Wars, and I'd gotten a Star Wars necklace from my friend Rachel, and I was just like, I really need to rewatch Star Wars just to see. So I went in with a fresh mind. I just totally put all my past prejudices against the franchise behind me and watched it with fresh eyes, and I really enjoyed it. Now, is it one of the best science fiction movies of all time, in my opinion? No, and I'm going to get hate for that. But I really enjoyed it. I haven't watched the other two in the original trilogy yet, but I really enjoyed A New Hope. And I loved it. I thought it went on a little bit too long, but overall I really enjoyed it. I wish it would have had more character development for some of the characters, like Princess Leia, but I'm figuring that's going to be in the next 2 films. I do enjoy it though, and I really love the characters. I've always loved the Star Wars characters. I might know I've always been crazy about the story, but I've always loved the characters. I love R2-D2, I love Yoda, which comes later. I've loved Chewbacca, and the Ewoks, especially Wicket. I love the characters. It's just, I never got into the story, and it's still not one of my favorite stories, but I do enjoy this film now, okay? I enjoy it. I enjoy it, okay? I just can't wait to watch The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, because I'm hoping those are going to be even better than that. Maybe it'll blow my mind then. next up, those are the only 2 movies I had to show. But next up in the films that I don't have to show, the next one is They Live, and this is a masterpiece by John Carpenter. It's one of my favorite John Carpenter films I've seen so far. I haven't watched a lot of his movies so far, but it's one of my favorites so far. It stars Roddy Piper and Keith David, and the story is basically there's this guy, and I think it's in Los Angeles. It looks like Los Angeles. And he's homeless, basically. He gets a job at a construction site, and they notice something weird is going on with the television at the homeless site. Like, they get, like, a propaganda ad coming on a lot, saying the government's basically corrupting them and all this, and everyone's like, oh, I'll just get off the screen. And Roddy Piper's character notices that there's some goings-on happening at the church across the street. Well, he goes there, and he sees this meeting happening, and there's a sign that says, "They live, we sleep." And he eventually finds this box of sunglasses in an alley. When he puts the sunglasses on, he can see the people that are aliens, that are disguised as people, and he can see like billboards that say, "Obey, sleep, no imagination, marry and reproduce," stuff like that. So he can see the actual corporate undertakings, I guess. And you can see the aliens versus the actual humans, and it's just so fun, and it's so visually beautiful. The acting is pretty good, and I really enjoyed it. It's funny. There's some iconic phrases in this as well. So if you haven't seen They Live and you like campy science fiction kind of movies, definitely watch it, because it's really, really good, and I really enjoyed it. The next movie, okay, this one pleasantly surprised me because I usually don't really enjoy this type of movie, but it was The Duff. I know it's totally different from the book, but The Duff is about this girl, and her name just escaped. Okay, Bianca. There we go. Remember the name now. Bianca, and she's got 2 gorgeous best friends, and everyone's always, you know, talking to them and ignoring her, and she's just kind of like, oh well. Until one day, her neighbor, who is like, she calls a man whore. Sorry for the language. But he tells her she's a duff, the designated ugly fat friend. And that insults her so much, and then she's like, well, I don't want to be the duff. I like this guy named Toby, and, you know, she goes to him. She goes to her neighbor guy and asks him to help her, so he goes and takes her shopping and gives her advice and stuff. And you could probably see where this is going to go, but it was so funny, and I didn't expect it to be that way, and I didn't expect to actually laugh, but I enjoyed it, and it's so heartwarming. I nearly started crying because I'm like, I'm the duff of so many of my friend groups. But it was so beautiful, and it was so funny, and oh my gosh, it's really worth the watch. I know, like, I expected it to be cheesy and stuff, but it's really good. If you've been on the fence about it and you like comedy movies and, you know, very smart, I guess, it's not really a teenager film, but just say teenager film, definitely watch The Duff. It's really, really good, and pleasantly really, really good. Continuing on with movies that I enjoyed, I watched a ton of movies this past few weeks, but the next one up, a lot of people hate it, but I think it's because they don't understand what they're going into with this film. And that's Maggie, and this stars Arnold Schwarzenegger and Abigail Breslin. Arnold Schwarzenegger plays the dad to Abigail Breslin's character, who has the zombie virus, and she's expected to live 6 to 8 weeks, and they're trying to move her to quarantine or something, but Arnold's character is like, no, she needs to be at home so she can die peacefully, basically. And they're telling him, but she's dangerous. If she scratches you or bites you, you will get the zombie virus. It's contagious. But he will not take no for an answer. And there's no, you know, big zombie attacks. There's no uber violence. It's not a typical zombie film. This is a slow burning film that's based on family. And I loved it. It was a different side of Arnold, and it was just a beautiful story. It's a beautiful film. I mean, it's a very sepia-colored film, but it's just aesthetically beautiful, and the family dynamic is incredible. It is so heartbreaking, and I think so many people hate this film because they expect it to be a very fast-paced, action-filled movie, and to be like a typical zombie film, but it's not, so people are disappointed. But it's really beautiful, and if you want to see something that's a refreshing take on the zombie genre, and you don't mind, you know, having a slow-paced film, but you want to see Arnold in a different light, definitely watch Maggie. I loved it. I don't see why people are hating on it so much. I mean, you can tell me why you hate it if you hate it, but personally, I really enjoyed it. And so did my mom. My mom's not too crazy about zombie films, but she loved it. And it's just amazing. I just loved it. And Arnold Schwarzenegger's like one of my favorite actors, so I was pleasantly surprised because I knew going into this that it was not a typical zombie film. A lot of people go into this expecting it to be a typical zombie film, but I went into this knowing it was going to be slow and it was going to be a family drama kind of movie. So I went in knowing that, so if you want to watch this, go in knowing it's not your usual zombie fare and just enjoy it. And the last movie is Westworld. I just recently watched this for the first time and I loved it. It's so cheesy, but it's just fantastic. Yul Brynner did an amazing job. And it's basically the story of two men who are going on vacation to this, I forget the name of the actual theme park because it's been a few weeks since I watched the movie. But the theme park is composed of Westworld, Roman world, and medieval world. They go to Westworld, which is like a recreation of the Western times. And it's like realistic. They have to stay in like saloons and, you know, they get into gunfights and stuff. And it's supposed to be non-lethal, but of course, you know, the AI goes crazy. And Yul Brynner's AI is just amazing, and it was just, I loved it. And they did have a TV show, but it lasted like 3 episodes, and then it was cancelled. But they're making a new Westworld TV show coming out next year on, I believe, Showtime, or Stars. It's one of those. But if you haven't seen Westworld, watch it. It is cheesy, and it's cheesy to the point where it's funny, but it's still a really good science fiction film, and I really recommend it because the acting is actually really good. It's just the effects and stuff are really cheesy. But it's a great film. I really enjoyed it. For TV, there's only been one thing, and that is Sharknado 3. I love the Sharknado films, and a lot of people hate them. I know why. It's terrible, okay? But it's so terrible it's good. And this one just tops the previous two. It's just amazing. I loved it. I love the cameos, especially George R.R. Martin. Oh my gosh. I fangirled. Okay, I fangirled. But there were so many amazing celebrity cameos. I love the story. I loved seeing Nova come back. She was in the first film. She came back in the third film. And I just love seeing like David Hasselhoff and other other actors in this film. It's just amazing. If you haven't watched the Sharknado films, just be prepared for this to be a really terrible film with bad acting, but it's so terrible it's good and funny and you get addicted to it. If you like B-movies, definitely check out the Sharknado franchise, but I loved Sharknado 3, and I can't wait for Sharknado 4, which comes out next year. So yeah, definitely check out Sharknado if you're into the cheesy B-movie kind of sci-fi films, because you'll love them. Trust me. For games, I played 2 digital download games, so I don't have copies of them to show you. The first one is Ether 1, and this was free on PS Plus like last month, and I finally got around to playing it. It's really good. I was surprised. It's an exploration-driven, it's not adventure, it's just an exploration kind of game where you're going around, picking different items up, investigating the scenery and stuff, and you get clues to solve puzzles and stuff, and you pick up snippets of dialogue, and you unravel the story that's going on, and I really enjoy it. The graphical style is really unique, and I love that. It's a very gorgeous graphical style, but it's kind of like if you've played Amnesia, The Dark Descent, or something like that. It's a similar graphical style, but I really enjoyed it. It's basically you go at your own pace kind of game, and you just go around and explore, and I love that. A lot of people hate that kind of game, though, so it might not be for you. But if you like that kind of game where you're going around and figuring things out by yourself and slowly piecing together the story, definitely check out Ether 1. I know it's on PS4, I'm not sure if it's on any other platforms, but it's really good. And the last game for this section is Game of Thrones Episode 5, A Nest of Vipers. Now this is the shortest installment of the Telltale Games Game of Thrones game. There's way too many game in that sentence. But it is the shortest. It took me about an hour to finish, while the previous installments took me an hour and a half to 2 hours to finish. But this one is the most brutal and the most heartbreaking and the most action-packed. It's just the whole time there's not a slow moment. And I loved it. And this is the penultimate episode. The next episode is the final one for this season. I can't wait to play that. But your choices matter, and the consequences are huge. So if you like Telltale games, definitely play Game of Thrones if you like this show. But I do have to warn you, if you haven't seen past Season 4, you might want to wait until you've caught up, because it originally picks up right after Season 3, but then it goes into Season 4's events. So definitely, if you haven't seen past season 4, catch up on Game of Thrones and then play the game, because it will spoil stuff for you if you do not catch up on the TV show beforehand. And finally, the YouTubers. These are the YouTubers I've really enjoyed their videos this past few weeks. And yeah, I'm too excited. My birthday's tomorrow, by the way. This is July 29th, and my birthday's tomorrow, and I'm really excited. But these are the YouTubers I've enjoyed. The first one up, I have to give a shout out to Horror Gal. Of course, she's into horror, per her name, but she's really awesome. Susan's so awesome. She does a lot of, like, collection type of things, like DVD and Blu-ray hauls. She does unboxings. She does, like, tag videos and, contest entry videos. She's so sweet. Oh my gosh. And she reminds me so much of Elvira. Go watch her video and tell me you don't think of Elvira when you see her. Just tell me. She's just so sweet, and I love her personality, and I love everything about Susan, okay? She's got great taste, and I want to be Susan, okay? I just want to be Susan. She's awesome. So go check out Horror Gal. The next one up, you've heard me say his name a couple times this month, but that is Joe Manganaro. Please tell me how to say your last name. If I'm saying it wrong, please. Please, Joe. Have mercy on an OCD person. Joe Manganaro, though, he is awesome. He does subscription box unboxings, and he does, like, trade unboxings and stuff of that nature, and he's into horror and Batman. But you mostly see horror on his channel. He's super awesome, though. Super sweet. I adore Joe. We did a trade recently. You should check out that video of what he sent me and what I sent him. He totally beat me in that department. But he's just such a sweet guy, so go check out Joe Manganaro. The next channel I have to give a shout out to is Mander McFlander. I did a trade with her as well. I'm so sorry this trade is taking so long to get to you. I don't know why my post office had to hold your package for 6 days. Anyway, Mander McFlander, she does subscription box unboxings, trade unboxings, and different kinds of stuff like that. She shows what she's picked up recently, and she's into, like, Funko, she's into horror, she's into Disney, she's into so much stuff, and she's just such a sweetheart. Definitely check out her channel. You'll have so much fun. And I love her intro to her videos. I love it. I love it so much. The next channel is Meg Shadow. I adore Meg. And she does, like, a lot of makeup tutorials. And she does thrift store hauls. And she does pickup videos and contest entry videos, stuff like that. And Meg is just such a sweetheart. I adore Meg. I adore her taste. She has great taste. And I can't say good. Words escape me. I just can't say enough about her, that she's just amazing. Check out Meg Shadow. And the last channel I've really enjoyed is Super Chick 360. I know I'm laying on the bandwagon with her channel, but she does a lot of Blu-ray and DVD updates, and she's getting into Funko Pops. It's just so much fun to watch her. I love her accent, and I just love to see her collection. We have similar tastes, and yeah, it's just so much fun to watch her, so go check her out. So those are my favorites for this month, and I forgot to mention the music. The playlist is down below, so go check out the songs, let me know what you think. And now, that's the end of the favorites. If you like this video, please leave a like. Let me know down below what your favorites have been so far this month, or these past couple of weeks. Favorites so your friends and family can see. Share me as long as you do it nicely, and subscribe, because it'll make me super duper happy. And I'm gonna go. Peace and kisses. Bye.